any appurtenent premises such as a parking lot. Item B says it shall be unlawful, so forth and so on, including appurtenance premises such as a parking lot. Now there's a bit of a disclaimer on the back, and it says, nothing in this subsection shall prohibit a person from storing a firearm within a motor vehicle while the vehicle is on the grounds or areas. What that does is makes it technically felonious, a felony, for me to drive onto the parking lot here to pay a bill at the window down there, or to drive across the parking lot of the town police department, which I often do with my golf cart while carrying a concealed weapon, which I am licensed to carry. So what I would like to ask the board to please consider doing is striking the words such as a parking lot from 130.05A and such as a parking lot from 130.05B. That would eliminate the possibility of accidentally making me guilty of a felony, which I don't believe for a minute that any of you had any idea would make anybody guilty of a felony. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Anyone else wish to address the board at this time?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm here again about the same situation we had about a few months ago about the dogs in our neighborhood. The dogs are still barking, but they have become very aggressive to people walking. We've had 4 incidents in the last 2 months where they have physically gone and tried to attack 4 people, me being one of them. The chief came around, and I talked to him about it, and now I am carrying a firearm with me when I'm working in my yard. If the dog comes back in my yard and being aggressive, I'm going to kill him. A judge has told the chief that for me to do whatever necessary to protect me and my wife. We had Judy Barrett walking the street one evening. She was charged from the yard over to where the Chinese live. The dog got her up against a fence. A motorist came by and got the dog away from her. We have another one here, Sue Taylor. She was approached in her neighbor's yard right next door. Tanner Allen across the street had to swing a shovel at the dog to get him away from him. If this dog bites someone, there's going to be a lawsuit, and I'm sure if it's my family, I'm going to try to include the town, because the town has known about it. If you would just contact the health department, they're the ones in charge of it now. The police have said that they're the ones that have the final say-so. If you, as a board, contact them and tell them that you appreciate something was done about this dog, that he's going to bite someone from a rest home, or some child, we have them ride up and down the road on bicycles. Now, there's 2 or 3 more here tonight that have been involved in this situation. The dog has tried to bite them, and I just let them tell their story. But now, Judy was not here tonight. She had to go out of town, so she asked me to be sure and tell you what happened to her. She went and called the dog warden through Central. They came, they picked the dog up. He was back home the next day. This has happened several times. They pick him up, carry him off. Next day, they come right back over and end up peeing him. Now, I don't want any trouble with the dog, but he's going to hurt someone. And at that time, there's going to be some consequences.
You raise your hand.
Yes. Good afternoon. Most of y'all I have met before, but I'm Donna. I'm with Bladen County Animal Control. My last name is Taylor. And I was here to address the issue with these said dogs. Yes, we have had numerous calls out to the residents where the dogs live. We have picked up the dogs, but under the law, they can pay the fine or the penalty or the citation amount in order to get the dog back. It is up to the people of Bladenboro to press upon your board members here to add amendments to your local town ordinance. We are in the process of deeming the dog potentially dangerous. We are in the process of deeming both dogs public nuisance. Now, with the dog being dangerous, the dog can still be on the property. It has to be confined in a 10-by-10 kennel, mounted in cement, with a padlock door, with a roof covering. But you're still going to have, and probably more of, the dog barking. You're going to have both dogs still barking. In order to alleviate this situation, you're going to have to ask your board to add amendments that it is illegal to own a dog in the city limits of Bladenboro that has been deemed either a nuisance to the public or a potentially or dangerous dog. We have those in our ordinance, not to prohibit the dog from being in the area, but to deem the dog dangerous. I have worked very closely with Chief Hunt and with Randy Sykes and the other officers of Bladenboro. They hear your complaints. They know what your issues are with these animals. We are doing everything we can within the limits of the law, but we have steps that we have to follow. And we have a new health director, and he has agreed to deem this dog that has gone after the individuals in an aggressive manner a dangerous dog. So it will be up to the people to talk to the board whether or not you want to add these types of amendments into your ordinance. Then the dogs cannot legally be within your city limits. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address the board at this time?